There's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
There you have it, guys. The Oscars are done and dusted for another year. I hope you had fun watching them. I certainly did. I thought it was a really great year for the show. I had a really fun time watching it, and I have to say, this is the first year I have ever watched the Oscars live from beginning to end. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Because usually I'm at work, so I have them on like sneakily, like live streaming on my phone, like under the desk or something like that. So I'm tuning in and out and trying to just watch a little bit here and there, and then later on in the evening I'll usually watch the highlights. But don't usually go back and watch the entire show. And then this year, being in the UK time zone, I was all snuggled up in bed with my laptop and my headphones on because I did not want to be waking up my housemates throughout the night. So I had to be really, really quiet and not disturb them because it was a Sunday morning. I was watching until after 4 AM in the morning. So yeah, and it was really fun. Now, I know the biggest thing you're all wondering is how did I go with my predictions? I predicted all 24 categories, and how many did I get correct? I got a total of 17 correct out of all 24 categories. So that is actually not too bad. That's one of my stronger years. I just had a look at last year's because I couldn't remember how I did last year. Last year I did 18. So that is better than this year. This year I did 17. Dang, I was actually really excited that I did really well this year, but looks like I usually do pretty well. I don't know how. Like I said, most of the time I stick with the favorites in all the categories, not the favorite. This year, luckily, I didn't pick the favorite very much because that movie nearly got shut out, apart from Olivia Colman's win. I am jumping ahead of myself. Okay, I wanted to start by talking about the night, and then I can delve deeper into my predictions, what I got wrong, what I got right. More importantly, who was robbed and who I did not see coming would steal a show. So let's start by talking about the whole night in general. I loved Maya Rudolph, Tina Fey, and Amy Poehler. Those three ladies coming out and doing our like opening monologue, I suppose. They just riff off each other so well, and it would have been a really awesome Oscars for those three to host it, but even though they were just doing sort of an opening bit and then that was it for them, it really set the tone for the night. It was a lighter feeling in the air of the Oscars by how the presenters came out and handled everything. It just felt a lot lighter and fun. There was no making fun and calling out particular individuals throughout the night, which is what a host like so often does, is like call out Meryl Streep, is call out, I don't know, make fun of people. And I know that's sort of part of the bit, and that can be really funny. It can work so much. I preferred it this year. I preferred just having the presenters come out, do a little skit or do a little riff off each other, and then get into presenting the awards. It is nice to have a host, to have a one face who carries the night through, but I actually didn't miss it at all. So there you go. The other big highlights of the night in terms of moments that happened, it would be Shallow, sung by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. That was so heartbreakingly sweet and beautiful and cinematically filmed. Like the camera filmed almost the entire song from behind them, looking out into the audience, and it was just framed so beautifully. It felt like I was watching the movie again, and it was such a moment. The internet, of course, just went wild for shipping Gaga and Cooper. I also love Melissa McCarthy and Brian Tyree Henry presenting Best Costume, and they were wearing a little piece of every single costume that was nominated, and that was hilarious. Like Melissa McCarthy with that little rabbit puppet, like she had rabbits all over her costume, these rabbit plushie toys, and then she had the rabbit puppet in her hand that was just like going off script wild, and I was laughing out loud so much. I thought that was hilarious. And then that leads into the winner for Best Costume, which was Ruth E. Carter for Black Panther. Black Panther had a standout night, winning Best Costume, Best Production Design, and Best Original Score. I was super pleased for Black Panther. I had picked it for costuming and for production design, but for score, I thought that the Academy would go more traditional with Mary Poppins Returns, but I was very pleasantly surprised that they did not, that Black Panther won for score, and that is a score that I really do love. I do not listen to that many musical scores, but that's one that I have been listening to on repeat lately and love it. Best meme of the night would have to go to Chris Evans helping Best Supporting Actress winner Regina King up the stairs. The internet went wild over that, you know, chivalry's not dead, and like how gorgeous he was in his velvet suit helping her up the stairs. It was very, very sweet. A couple of other wins I loved was Spike Lee, of course, winning for Best Original Screenplay for BlacKkKlansman when Samuel L. Jackson announced, or when they announced the winner and that he won. Samuel L. Jackson's just, he breaks out in this huge smile, and I think he even like yells something out. You can just tell he's super excited to support Spike, and that was just such an awesome moment. And then they have this great jumping hug on stage, and I love it so much. Like that freeze frame image is perfection. It was also great to see a lot of female directors win their categories. Hell yeah, there was no females nominated in the Best Director category, so the fact that they were nominated and won in the short categories for Best Animated Short, the film Bow, for Best Documentary Short was End of Period, End of Sentence, a film about menstruation. And when the winners got up and they like, what did they say about that? They said,
I'm not crying because I'm on my period or anything. I can't believe a film about menstruation just won an Oscar.
The quote of the night for me, I thought that was absolutely hilarious, and she said it so genuinely and so off the cuff. I love it, and I love that this film was recognized, a film about the stigma of menstruation amongst women in India, a really important subject matter, and I'm just, yeah, so pleased for these ladies. Alfonso Cuarón got up on stage 3 times for Roma, winning Best Cinematography, the first director to ever win Best Cinematography, for Best Director, of course. And what was the other one Roma won? Oh, duh, Foreign Language. Sorry, that was really slow of me. Okay, it's kind of a shame that Roma kind of had to pit itself against itself with Best Foreign Language and Best Picture. I think that a lot of voters would have voted it for Best Foreign Language and then not voted it in Best Picture, which is why, along with all that complications with the preferential ballot systems and how the Best Picture gets actually voted in, I think are all contributions to why Roma did not win Best Picture, which was, I was certain it would. I knew it would be like Roma versus Green Book, and I hedged my bets on Roma, but I was wrong, unfortunately. Overall, I would have liked to have seen less Green Book and less Bohemian Rhapsody wins. Bohemian, apart from Rami Malek taking home Best Actor, also won Best Sound Mixing and Best Sound Editing. Yet again, the same film wins for both sound mixing and sound editing, which really, really annoys me. They are two separate things. I feel like Bohemian did not, like, should not have won for both sound mixing and sound editing. Like, come on. Saving the best to last, the biggest upset of the night, because it was by no means an upset. It was absolutely thrilling to see Olivia Colman take home Best Actress for her work in The Favourite over Glenn Close. Everyone was certain that Glenn Close would win because Glenn Close took home the Golden Globe and had such a pronounced and moving speech and was doing such great marketing work. Like, she was everywhere, and it was one of those situations where a lot of voters probably voted her even though they wouldn't have seen her film The Wife. I'm sure not many people saw it over The Favourite, but voted Glenn Close because it was one of those, oh, she's so long overdue type of things. And she is. She always does really great work. I picked Glenn Close to win this category. I was certain that she was going to win. Even Olivia Colman was certain Glenn Close was going to win. You can see the genuine shock on her face. She gets up and her speech is a little bit all over the place because it doesn't seem very prepared, and she looks at Glenn Close with genuine, like, bewilderment.
Oh, it's genuinely quite stressful.
She is such a darling, and I just I first was introduced to her work on Broadchurch and have been a diehard fan of hers ever since. So while I love Glenn Close, she'll always be my Cruella de Vil. I feel like Glenn Close, her time will come. This year it really was Olivia Colman, so I am so pleased at that win. To finish this off, let's pull up my ballot and have a look exactly where I went right and where I went wrong. Starting with Best Picture, so I chose Roma and the winner was in fact Green Book. I can never win the Best Picture film. In fact, I think I have never picked it correctly at all. What was it, last year? I think I actually tweeted about this. Let me show you what I tweeted. I think I've got a curse. So for the previous like years, last year I picked 3 Billboards and it ended up going to The Shape of Water. The year before that I picked La La Land and of course it went to Moonlight. The year before that I picked Mad Max Fury Road and it went to Spotlight. And then the year before that, I think I might have picked, I can't remember officially, but I'm pretty sure I picked Whiplash and it ended up going to Birdman. 5 out of 5 incorrect years for Best Picture. It's a category that I am cursed in and just can never get correct. I also got incorrect original screenplay. This was a true travesty in my opinion. The Favourite deserved to take home original screenplay. It was what I thought should win and wanted to win, and I was very probably most upset out of any other category apart from Best Picture, but I feel like that's a little bit of a cursed category for the genuine winner to win, like the Best Picture to win, if you know what I mean, because of that preferential voting. But in terms of like the technical categories, this is the one I was most disappointed with. Green Book winning Best Original Screenplay over The Favourite and my dark horse true love, First Reformed, which is what I would have just fallen out of my chair to see win. The other place I went wrong was original score. I think I mentioned this earlier. I thought that the Academy would go more traditional with Mary Poppins Returns, but it went to Black Panther. Sound editing, Bohemian Rhapsody. Okay, this is where I thought Bohemian would get one of the sound categories, but I really thought it would get sound mixing because of how like all the songs are put together, but no, it also got, along with sound mixing, sound editing, which I think is just silly. I also picked film editing incorrectly. I thought Vice would get it because of all the flashy, you know, editing in Vice, but this was a category that I was very unsure about. Very unsure, and Bohemian ended up taking home Best Editing, which, yeah, totally not cool with that either. Guys, that is it. I'm gonna leave it there. They are my initial reactions and thoughts on last night's 91st Academy Awards. Overall, a really solid night. I would have liked to have seen less Green Book. I would have liked to have seen less Bohemian Rhapsody. And I would have liked to have seen The Favourite take home a few more things. That would have made me a lot happier. But apart from that, the actual ceremony itself went really well. I thought I enjoyed it without a host. I would certainly be interested in seeing a hostless Oscars next year as well. Like, why not? It went totally fine. Guys, leave me your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know how you did with your Oscar ballot. Did you pick Best Picture correctly, or were you blindsided by Green Book like I was? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel here and keep up to date with all things movies and TV. That's it. There will be no more Oscar videos from me this year. I've put out quite a few and I've loved it so much. I've said this before, but I always love the Oscar time of year. I think it's a really fun time to just talk about movies. So yeah, that's it for this year of the Oscars, and stay tuned. It'll be back to regular programming from next week. Lots more TV reviews, Netflix reviews, and other movie reviews. So I will see you guys soon. Bye.